Alrighty, hello again. So today I was thinking about this song. This song has been stuck in my head for a while now, and it's been in my head for a few days now, and I kind of can't get it out of there. And I'm trying to just realize why and try to figure out why. Anyway, one of the phrases though in the song that kind of keeps sticking with me and that keeps I keep thinking about is, I've been pushing for a while now and I'm still here. So he says, it's like pushing a car still in gear. Well, I've been pushing for a while now and I'm still here. So I think that's some interesting lyrics there. And I guess what I was thinking about, during lunch today, I was kind of thinking about, well, what does that mean? What does that mean that you're pushing a car still in gear? You've been pushing for a while now and you're still here. To me, when you're pushing a car still in gear, that means you're not getting anywhere, right? When you're pushing a car, you want it to be in neutral, right? You want it to be in neutral so that you can actually make some progress, so you can move the car. If the car is still in gear, you're not going to be doing anything. There's no progress. Oh wow, interesting. There's no progress there, and so when you're pushing a car that's still in gear, nothing's happening. So to me, what that means is he's been doing. This is a metaphor, obviously, right? So he's been pushing a car that's been in gear for a while now, and he's still in the same place. So he's been doing the same thing. Maybe not him in his life, but these are the lyrics. So I don't know whether it's him or whether it's someone he knows or whatever. But I guess just in general, I think the idea is, if you're doing the same thing for a long time and it's not working and you're still in the same place, you've got to make a change. And that sounds simple, but sometimes that's a scary thing. That's a scary thought or idea, right? You've been doing the same thing for a long time. It hasn't been working, and you haven't made any progress. You're still in the same place. And so sometimes it's difficult to make that change. Like for me, in my life, and I guess my own example of that is at the gym, right? I've been kind of working out and eating the same way fairly consistently for a while now. Like a year and a half, I'd say 2 years maybe. And I haven't, I've certainly seen progress, right? I've certainly, there's been some changes in my body for sure. 100%. But since I've been working out consistently and really getting after it, I don't have like massive legs. I don't have like these shredded arms that are just like 22-inch arms. I haven't seen massive change. And not that that's really necessarily my goal, but if it were to be my goal, then I think I would have to make a change, because what I'm doing now wouldn't be working for that. And it's working now for what my intentions are. Really my intentions are just to stay lean and fit. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind getting, some more muscle, some more mat. I'm pretty light. I'm a pretty skinny guy. And I've been kind of working to get a little bit bigger for a while now. And I haven't really seen any progress, to be honest with you. I've been getting in better shape, and I'm fit, and I feel good. But at the same time, I haven't really been, seeing what I had envisioned a little bit. And so I guess that's kind of my little example of that, because it's a little scary, because you've been doing the same thing for a long time. So you've had the same workout routine, same diet, and it works, and it's great. But it might not be reaching you, letting you reach what your real goal is. And that's hard, and it's scary to be like, all right, what I've been doing for this amount of time has been wrong. It's incorrect. It hasn't been working. Does that kind of make sense? I think that probably makes some decent sense anyway. It's just difficult to admit that what you've been doing for a long time and busting your ass in or at has been incorrect. It's been wrong. That's hard to admit. That's a very vulnerable thing to do, right? Is to say, this last year hasn't been working. Whatever I've been trying to strive for hasn't worked. That's tough, because sometimes you really work hard at that thing for a long time, only to come to realize, okay, didn't really work. So you got to change things up. So I guess the main point of that whole thing is just be willing to change when you come across something that does not work. And I guess it's a simple, again, this is a very, a simple, not easy task. It's kind of one of those things. They kind of keep appearing, don't they? So anyway, be willing to change, I think is the main point of the first one there. So second thing, I was listening to an Oprah Winfrey podcast today, and she was talking about how when you're drunk, this is a total side topic, but still interesting, I think. So when you're drunk, you're at the mercy of your environment. And I think that that's 100% true, because think about if you're alone in your basement and it's dark and it's quiet and you're getting drunk, how are you going to feel then? Probably pretty depressed, she was saying. That's the exact example she gave, essentially. Well, what about if you're at like a big club, like a big event, and everyone else is drinking, and there's music and there's noise and lights and there's energy? You're gonna match that same thing. You're gonna be doing exactly that, and it's because that's the environment you're in. You're at the mercy of whatever environment you're in, especially when you're drunk. But I think it's the same when you're sober too. It could be a slightly scaled down version or a slightly less intense version of that, but I still totally believe that when you're sober, you're at the mercy of your environment. Absolutely. Same thing. If you're sober in a dark, lonely, quiet room, I mean, yeah, you're not drunk, but you're still going to feel lonely. You're still going to feel like you're depressed a little bit, right? I mean, it's the same concept. It might not be quite to the same extent, but I still think it's true both ways. So drunk and sober, you're at the mercy of your environment. I thought that was an interesting little topic that she was kind of going over. She was talking with Malcolm Gladwell, who wrote Blink, which I need to read. I have not read that one yet, but I will at some point. And anyway, that was interesting. Okay, next. I was talking to one of my friends just last night about, I guess, kind of just like life and jobs and goals and dreams and stuff, just life in general, I suppose. And he was mentioning to me how I've always got like a different job. Like I'm always searching for different jobs and new places to work and just new experiences. And he was just saying how he appreciated that I'm looking up and looking around, is what he said. And I don't mean to, toot my horn too much. I really honestly don't want to do that. But I think it was an interesting point that he brought up, because I haven't really ever thought about that, looking up and looking around. Maybe it's just a different way to phrase zooming in and zooming out. But I think that having your head on a swivel and observing and reanalyzing your life and what you're doing is hugely important, right? I mean, I think in a lot of jobs that I have had recently, and I have had multiple in the last year, I've been moving around a little bit because I get tired of stuff and I want to change. I want change frequently. I enjoy change, and when things are dynamic and new, and it makes me a little bit nervous, right? I kind of enjoy that. That's when I thrive, is when things are new and different. And so I guess it was just an interesting point. So looking up and looking around, I think that's really important, because a lot of times I think that people in general will get caught up doing one thing, and then they won't even realize what they're doing or why, especially why. Sometimes just like try to think about during your day, what are you doing and why, and then you might catch yourself doing some things that you realize just don't matter. And I think I've kind of been over this before, but I don't know. I think it's worth going over again because it's really interesting. Like even just today, a lot of the things at work I was doing today, I was like, I don't even know why I'm doing that. That doesn't even make any sense. Doesn't matter. Doesn't make a difference. And why am I doing it? Like what's the end goal here? So I think zooming in and zooming out, which I've kind of been over before. I know. So in football, I was a linebacker. I was kind of one of those skinny white boy linebacker guys. And one of the biggest lessons that I learned with being a linebacker is to like literally, physically have your head on a swivel. Because if you're not looking around and seeing everything around you, then you might get blindsided, which actually happened to me. So my sophomore year, I didn't have my head on a swivel. I was locked in on one thing, and then this guy came in from the side. I didn't see anything at all, and he leveled me, like he just decked me. I got a concussion, I blacked out, and I was out for the season. And so it will cost you to not have your head... Oops, am I speeding? Oopsie. It will cost you to not have your head on a swivel. So looking up, looking around, zooming in, zooming out, having your head on a swivel, I think these are all kind of related topics, right? And so I think it's important to do that. So just try that out. And just, what was I going to say? Just experiment with what you will discover. I mean, just try to use this method of pausing for a second, thinking about why you're doing this thing, looking up. Like sometimes just literally look up. Like if you're looking down at this one thing, you're writing a paper, and you're looking down, like you're literally looking down this whole time. Just try to look up in the air, and then that might kind of trigger a different mindset. It'll trigger a change in mindset, I think. Just that alone right there. So I think that's an interesting point there too. It's just like literally looking up and looking around. So anyway, I'm gonna run to the gym, and I have a very busy day ahead of me after work here. So okay, I guess I'm done talking. Well, by the way, last night, just for fun, I had a bloody nose. No, 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I was working out at the gym, and I was like doing this leg press thing, and I got a bloody nose all over my face and my chest and stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've only ever seen, like big strong men, like professional strong men doing that with, like 1,000-pound deadlift or whatever. And here I was, just this skinny white guy bleeding all over himself. Anyway, I just kind of felt like sharing that. What was that word? I don't know. Anyway, I think I'm done talking. Roger out.